Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev and today we have something amazing from the land of the Britannia. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to introduce to you to the world of the Mini Cooper S. But first things first, let's check out the highlights of today's show. This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we review the great British institution, the Mini Cooper Clubman S. We analyze its cabin comfort, innovative technologies, engine performance, fuel efficiency, and of course, give its value for money proposition against its rivals, the Fiat 500 Abarth and the Audi A1. Catch this and much more on your Cars with Big Boy Trev every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on KTN Home. Since 1959, the Mini Cooper has been the subject of many British enthusiasts. A small car that has good power-to-weight ratio, good performance, good chassis, and of course longevity. So today on Cars with Big Boy Trev, it's all about this brand new Mini Cooper S that you're going to review. And I'm quite excited because we're going to feel the nippiness, the powerful 1.6-liter turbo petrol, and of course the chassis, which is a dream. So let's start this review by having a look at the design phase of this particular Mini Cooper S. And of course, from the first instinct that you see, it still has that retro look that you probably find in the 1959 Cooper, Mini Cooper, the one that Mr. Bean drives. It still has those cues, but of course enhanced for the 21st century. Let's start with the front profile. As you can see here, this oval headlights, again very reminiscent of the 1959 version, and of course they're not halogen, but these ones are bi-xenons, so they illuminate the road quite easily when you're driving at night. And of course with the chrome tips around it and on the grille, which is quadratic as well, to distinguish it from the other Mini Coopers. It's got a hood scoop, and you know what that means? It means power and performance, something that not many cars have in this particular category. Now, looking at the side profile, as you can see here, again, typical of the 1959 design. As you can see, this bulging fender has been infused with the wheel arch as well, and the bonnet. So it's like a one unit, but still has that old school ridge that had on the headlamps. Amazing stuff by these designers, because remember, BMW is actually the owner of the Mini brand, so a lot of design face has gone into designing this particular car. So bringing modernity into a classic design is something that's not easy. Now, as you can see as well, from the lower bumper, this plastic trim that goes all the way through the wheel arch again denotes performance of this particular derivative. And of course you have this logo, the S Sport, that denotes the difference between a normal Mini Cooper and this Mini Cooper S. So plenty of performance that you're going to find out later on. Now let's move to the back, and this is where it gets interesting. So the previous 1959 Mini had like a standard tailgate that you lift up, but this one has suicide doors. So basically it's a design face, but it also allows easy entry and exit of cargo into the boot space, something that is very important in this category, because remember, this is also a hatchback, so plenty of space inside. And of course it gives this car a different look and feel as compared to what you probably find in a Toyota Yaris or a Mazda Demio Sport or a Honda Fit RS. Again, lower bumper as well with the black trim, again corresponds performance. Twin exhaust, I can tell you this is a sports exhaust and it sounds so fruity. I'm going to sample that later, but of course the question still remains, how is the design face? Is it similar to the one that we found on the 1959 derivative? Let's jump in and see what this Mini Cooper S is all about. So guys, you've seen from the walk around the design phase of this Mini, and I can tell you, implementing a 1959 design to the 21st century, Mini have nailed it. But the question still remains, how good is the interior? Have they managed to also nail the design phase of the interior? Step inside and have a look, and the first thing that you see on the dashboard is circles, circle here, circle there, speedometer, main tachometer, everything in the vents, and this is the theme that's running across the vehicle. Well, you know, Mini is a round vehicle, so basically they've tried to use the circles to create that illusion that this particular car is a classic, but still retains that modern touch of the 21st century. And the highlight of this particular vehicle is this dashboard. Now the highlight of this particular dashboard is this massive circular screen that basically houses the speedometer and of course the audio system. The audio system is a BMW business radio, because remember Mini is owned by BMW, and of course on the speedometer part you do have all the vital information. So you do have a monochrome display that gives you the vital information about what is happening in the car, the speedometer, the fuel gauge, and of course whatever is happening in as far as the audio system is concerned. Again, you can also pair your radio, your phone with Bluetooth, and of course play music via USB, which is supplied here. I think it's a slightly older version. Now right below this multimedia interface is a climate control. Now basically it's a dual zone setup where the driver and passenger have different settings, and of course continuing with the circular theme that's around here, the aircraft style of themes, again you do have certain buttons where you can control, if it's defrosting the rear windows, even just allowing more air into the cabin. Again, you're able to control that quite easily. And of course right below it you do have some toggle settings, and these toggle switches are actually like aircraft style. So basically you're able to lock the vehicle, put on fog lights and etc. through a toggle style design, which I actually find very cool and actually extends all the way to this panel right here on top. Again, you're able to control the lighting of the vehicle, mood lighting, and so many other aspects of this particular Mini Cooper S. So interesting design phase, and I can tell you Mini Cooper designers have actually done a fantastic job just packaging this car, having a retro feel and still being extremely modern. Now let's move to the gearbox console. Obviously, as you can see, the theme of circular is still happening around here. They have two cup holders. Obviously they're topped up with a shiny chrome bits just to give this car that shiny sequoia you keep on talking about. You can actually put your cell phone either on the cup holder or actually right here. So this particular phone, as you can see, it fits perfectly well in this Mini. Of course, you do have your traditional gear shift. It's Tiptronic and allows you to explore the full potential of the 170 horsepower engine that we're going to test out later on. And of course, you have stability control buttons, small buttons just to switch off, to have fun in the Mini Cooper S, which I can't really wait. And that just gives you a brief description of the gearbox console. Again, traditional handbrake for the handbrake turn. It's a front wheel drive, but you can still have so much fun with this particular vehicle. There's no center console, but there's a big cubby hole just to put here a big flask of water, which we're going to show you later on. Let's move to this particular, the instrument. I'm going to call it small because everything was shifted from the main instrument panel to this massive one on the center console. So basically here is the speedometer. It allows you to see at what speed are you going, what revolutions are you going, and of course it will also give you timings because it has a chrono watch to allow you to time your 0 to 100 times or quarter mile. And of course you also have the basic service interval numbers. It's a monochrome display, allows you to see quite a number of things. Whatever's happening in the car, you're able to see with this very small monochrome display that just gives you all the vital information as you drive this particular vehicle. The steering wheel, I love the fact that it's circular. It's also two-tone, leather stitched as well. And of course you do have, it's a 3-spoke design. There are no satellite buttons, but you do have devil horn, so you can actually control the gear shift using these paddle shifters, allowing you to have the full potential and explore the power of this 1.6 liter turbo petrol without taking your hands off the wheel. I can't wait to sample this particular vehicle. Now, Big Boy is very comfortable. As you can see, the seats are supportive. You can actually try and control lumbar support, important for this vehicle because it's lying low down, so lumbar support is extremely important. Again, the seats are big and can accommodate Big Boy Trev, and anybody else who's feeling comfortable in the Mini can enjoy a ride in this particular vehicle. It has side bolsters, so when you're going sideways or taking a sharp turn, then it holds you in position to ensure that you're able to control the car quite easily without taking any stress. You can actually also adjust this particular vehicle, so you have tilt and telescopic so that it fits your taste and preference to ensure that you sit very comfortably in this particular car. Now the question remains, can I fit at the back? We're going to find out and see if Big Boy Trev can fit at the back space, at the back seat of this particular car. How practical is it for everyday use? Then move to the boot, see the space, and then we head out and drive this Mini Cooper S on your car with Big Boy Trev. This is the back space of this Mini Cooper S, and I can tell you, for a practical reason, I couldn't fit, but I got my good friend, Mr. Muchuma of Muchuma Reviews, and he's 6'3". He's a big man. So, can you fit? Yes, clearly. And of course, my intern, Mr. Mani from Malindi. If you're in Malindi, keep it locked. Your boy is doing an amazing job on the set of cars with Big Boy Trev as well. He represents the standard size of a person. And can you fit? Well guys, I can tell you it's practical enough. It's not too small, it's not too big, so you can actually fit quite a number of people while driving the Mini Cooper S. But let's move to the boot and see if it's got plenty of space to carry your luggage. So when you move to the back, you have this suicide door design, so you open this one first, and of course it reveals, ta-da, good space to carry 1 or 2 suitcases. I mean, for your everyday hustle, I think you can carry your laptop bag, 1 suitcase, and of course plenty of stuff you need, groceries, you're able to carry a few bags of shopping. And of course you can see it's got a bit of tie down hooks as well to secure your luggage, and right below it you do have space underneath, because this one actually has run flat tires, so there's plenty of space to hide your valuables in between, so you can actually hide some of the things that are inside here. Again, that shows you how practical the Mini Cooper S in as far as being a practical yet superior hatchback as compared to what you probably find from Japan. This again allows this particular vehicle to match in between. Of course, it's not the biggest station wagon, but it just gets the job done. And that's so important. Also, you can actually also hide some of the few things that, like brake fluid or something on the door panel, right? And of course, just to prevent the prying eyes from seeing whatever inside, you can actually pull this tonneau cover to ensure that nobody sees the aspect of this particular car. So we're going to move into the car and feel the power of this Mini Cooper S, and then give you value for money proposition as to why perhaps the Mini Cooper S is the car for you. Importance of brake bleeding and adjustment. They say power is nothing without control, and true to that saying, having a functioning and well-maintained braking system is vital for the safety of you and your passengers. Generally speaking, brake systems are designed to slow down the momentum of your vehicle with the least amount of effort. The power exerted to the brake fluid is multiplied 25 times the amount of corresponding engine power by the master cylinder to the wheel discs and drums. Running such high-pressure systems requires continuous maintenance and checking to ensure that the brakes operate at optimum levels at any given time. The brake discs and drums use frictional pads that get in contact with these surfaces and tend to wear out on an average of 6 to 8 months depending on use. Every year, as you do your major service, the mechanic inspects and checks whether there are any leakages in the braking system plus wear and tear of the discs and drums. Always ensure that you purchase genuine brake pads from reputable dealers, as second-hand filled pads or non-genuine pads increase the risk of brake failure when you need it the most. Once pads are fixed, the mechanic will adjust the position of the rotor piston so that they can sit firmly on the pad. So guys, don't call the Big Boy Trev. We're something British luxury, British institution like the Mini. I'm telling you, from the design phase, the designers have done an amazing job translating the 1959 recipe of having a small nippy car that is stylish into the 21st century. I can tell you, I'm blown away with the design aspect. I'm blown away with the quality of the materials, and now it's time to sample the most rare ingredient, the engine and the chassis. So let's talk about the performance of this particular car. Now, obviously, being a Cooper S, it means it's turbocharged. So up front, you do have a 1.6 liter petrol turbocharged engine with 16 valves, dual variable valve timing to allow easy breathing and extraction of power. And of course, this allows this car to produce 128 kilowatts and 240 newton meters of torque that is sent to the front wheels courtesy of a 6-speed automatic transmission. In other countries, you'll probably get a manual, but the automatic with Tiptronic functionality is just the best. But to feel how that 170 horsepower or 128 kilowatts feels, I'm just gonna do this car some justice. So I'm gonna put it on sport mode, which I've just selected right now, and I'm just gonna put my foot down right now and I'm telling you, the kind of power in this particular vehicle is just but amazing. Now, that power is sent to the front wheels courtesy
over 6-speed automatic transmission, and of course it also allows you to explore the full potential of the engine, returning a fuel economy figure of about 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers, which is not bad for a vehicle that gives you this kind of performance. That is absolute peppiness, and I can tell you the chassis just complements it. When I talk about the chassis, of course it's modular BMW chassis. Up front you do have McPherson struts and anti-sway bars, active ones with gas struts. At the back you do have a rear multi-link suspension that allows this car to be planted on any given surface and able to explore and feel the power of the 128 kilowatt or 170 horsepower Mini Cooper S. I'm telling you, if you are experiencing midlife crisis, this is the car for you. The power in this thing, it's peppy, the chassis is sharp, and I can tell even from the steering wheel direction, you're able to tell the nose where it is. Of course, variable steering allows this car to beef up on, when you're driving fast, beefs up, so that you're able to have added security, added stability, and of course, when you're driving slowly, it softens so that you're able to turn the vehicle easily and you're able to drive and maneuver into parking. So if you're a lady and you're looking for a vehicle that's easy to drive during a parking space, again, this Mini Cooper S is a vehicle for you. Now let's talk about safety. Safety is a critical aspect in this day and age. Most hot hatches do actually have active and passive safety features, and this Mini is not been left behind. And being part of the BMW group, I can tell you they've put a lot of effort to ensure that you remain safe while in the Mini Cooper S. Let's talk about safety. The active aspect. Now, the active aspect basically is to prevent or deter you from having an accident. So basically it helps you avoid into a sticky situation. What am I talking about? We do have quite a number of safety features, including vehicle stability control. Now, vehicle stability control is an umbrella, so it's a master program that controls, number 1, ABS, which is anti-lock braking system, prevents wheel lock. Number 2, traction control, to ensure that you have maximum grip at any given time. And this being a front wheel drive, you do suffer from torque steer, so it allows you to modulate traction at any given time. And of course, brake assisted EBD to get you out of that sticky situation in case you're braking and you encounter an obstacle, be able to swerve away to safety to prevent an accident. But in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the 6 airbags that run across the whole cabin, and of course the safety belt, which is the primary safety object, again with a 5-star body panel, which allows impact energy to be dissipated away from the passenger cell to ensure that you and your family remain safe at any given time. Very necessary, very important in this day and age. Of course, with all that power, you need safety and reliability. Now, I know people are asking, so where will I get the spares of this particular car? Being a BMW again, this particular vehicle will probably share the same engines, the same parts with the BMW 1 Series. So if you go to Inchcape Motors, they'll be able to give you a full list of stuff that you need to maintain the Mini Cooper S. But for other independent suppliers who supply BMW parts in the industrial area, you're able to get quite a number of them and able to give you the good rates. And of course, you can also use Amazon. Now with the digital economy, you can actually go online, search for the parts, have them delivered to your house, and take it to your reputable mechanic to ensure that your Mini Cooper gives you the best service that you can so desire. But it's time for us, sadly, to do value for money. Do you reckon this particular Mini Cooper S can beat the likes of the Audi A1 or the BMW 1 Series or the Mercedes A-Class? Now, if you're looking east, the Honda Fit RS or the Toyota RS Yaris. Let's find out as we do value for money. So guys, we've sampled this brand new Mini Cooper S, and I can tell you there's so much difference from the 1959 derivative to this brand new one for the 21st century. Of course, got plenty of performance. That peppy 1.6 liter engine, turbo, gives you all the thrill, the balanced chassis, and of course the practical cabin that tops up the whole experience of the Mini Cooper S. But the question still remains, how much does it cost on the road? Now, this particular vehicle, if you're to import it or buy it locally, will cost you from 1.5 million Kenya shillings. And of course, you're wondering, where will I service this car because it's an import? Well, this Mini being based on a BMW 1 Series, you probably get the best parts and service from multiple BMW dealers, and of course you can visit Inchcape Motors to be able to give you all the details in as far as getting the right part for your Mini Cooper to ensure that you have performance and of course longevity of
the car. Now, who are the rivals in this particular segment? Well, this being a premium vehicle, a premium entry, sporty sort of hatchback, then we're talking about the likes of the Audi A1, the BMW 1 Series, the Mercedes A-Class. And if you're looking east, then you can have the Honda Fit RS, and not forgetting the Toyota Yaris RS. So that's plenty of performance to boot, and of course value for money. So what do you reckon? Do you reckon this particular Mini ticks all your boxes? Send us your thoughts as soon as social media notes below, and we'll get back to you next week with the feedback. But before I sign out, how do you catch Kazi Big Boy Trev after the show? If you missed this particular premiere on KTN, then we go straight to YouTube at 10 p.m. for the premiere of this particular episode. You'll be able to write all your comments, and I will see them and I will like them. And please tell us how we can improve the show, make it better. And of course, we're here for you. Signing out, Big Boy Trev. Drive safe and be safe.